Alrighty, yo guys, it's Beast, back with some more Beastly content. So today we're going to be doing a video over the best farm for Nip Nip. Now, a lot of people say that freighter farms are the best and they are the most convenient to farm. I do believe it's 4 Nip Nip plants that you can harvest per time you push the E button on those farms. However, with this farm, we're going to look at an item that seems a little bit overlooked, seeing how popular freighter farms are. I understand that you can park it in the system you want and then go to the system and sell it, but first of all, I don't use collecting terminals to sell in my Nip Nip just so I don't crash the market with it, because I'm selling it in mass. And two, well, this harvested a lot faster at 12 plants per biodome. Some of them are a little less than 12 plants because they do have gateways to the next biodome, but this is the type of base that you're going to want to be building. Now, next thing. First of all, this is not the end of this base. This base is still a work in progress, and we're going to be working on that today, as I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this and how to link these together and just the best way to build these. So, first things first, what I like to do starting off in the center is, and what I would suggest actually if you weren't going to be building it like mine was wonky. I was doing all sorts of things here, and then in the end it ended up being a biodome base, and honestly, if I was building one of these as a biodome base to begin with, I would probably do them a little more symmetrical and such, but for now, let's get on into this. So, first things first, you're going to want to have just one of these base rooms. You can either use the square room or the cylinder room. It does not really matter. As a matter of fact, from now on, for this entire thing, we're going to build a tower up. So this tower up, every single one of these can have 4 more biodomes attached to them, and remember, that's 12 plants that pushing one button will harvest. Meaning that we got 12, 24, 36, 48, 52, I do believe 52, maybe 52, yeah, 52 or 60, something like that. Anyway, regardless, we basically got like 80 plants here, super duper easy, just by sticking biodomes on them. So, the next thing after doing that, I like to stick corridors, and I like to use the glass ones, and I think actually, and this is something you need in your exosuit if you do not have as a personal refiner, as you can see here, we're just going to stick some silica powder in here and get to work on some glass in our inventory. I hate how we're going to be hearing that. Did we start that? Okay, since we're talking, it's probably not best to start that. Anyway, so, as I was saying though, I like to use the glass ones, but since we don't have the glass ones, I guess we'll just use the straight corridors. They do have, I think, a bit of a window set up to them, but not much. And I don't know, maybe you have to put the windows in or what, but anyway, so what you can do actually, and we're just going to do them on the sides, I think, for the video. We can build 56 of these. We should be good. We do need that glass to be going, so we're going to take a pause on this. As you can see, we're going to be building the corridors up, and then we'll get back on to placing the domes in a second. I think you get what I'm saying here, but we are going to go ahead and get some glass smelting so that we can build the domes once we have these done. So, once again, this is my mycelium base. I have done a showcase of it in a shorts format if you do want to see that. And if any of you are from that video looking at my channel and you find this video, yes, this is definitely the best way to farm Nip Nip. There's no reason you should be farming it on your freighter. First of all, the freighter's limited in how much you can build there to begin with. And second of all, it's a lot slower than just using biodomes. This item does take a little bit of salvage data to unlock. I will be working on a video on how to get as many salvage data as you need, as well as finding S-rank multi-tools. As you can see here, I have a couple S-rank. This is an S-rank, this is an S-rank, as well as this is actually, but I think it's this, handmade shock silencer or something like that. Anyway, I think actually I'm holding the one that's S-rank. Is this thing right here, it's an S-rank, it's sweet. Anyway, so, as I was saying, let's get back to this. The glass should be smelting. I do believe we started that. I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, there we go. There's some silica powder. Okay, 999, that should be enough glass. Let's go. So I think it can only do up to 50 at a time. Maybe not, we'll find out. Anyway, so as I was saying, time to build some more of those hallways. I will be back. We will be time-lapsing this, so I'll see y'all in a bit. Now, we did get all of the corridors that we are going to be doing in this video. We are just going to be doing a single tower. You could do more than one tower, really. There is some sort of weird, I'm not sure if biodomes have this bug, and I don't believe they do, but normal farms get this bug, and as you can see, all of these are growing no matter the level. So it does function as a farm, as you can see here. All of these are growing. We do use the creative mode electricity. If you don't, you will have to be wiring these, but if you do wiring, it's probably not too difficult. I do believe you just have to connect them. I just don't like the looks of the wiring, and there's something that hides the wires, but it's just extra stuff I don't have to do, so I'm not going to do it, and that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, as you can see here, let's get the biodomes going. They can be stacked directly on top of each other, as you can see, very nicely. And real quickly, just to show you, you can also harvest them like this. So we're going to just go ahead and get in here. We'll use this entrance. I have multiple entrances here. My one thing that I haven't really worked out, and honestly it's how my base design is, if you were to build one of these, I haven't worked out, is a better way to climb ladders. I think I'm going to try water pools on the floor of every single floor instead of ladders eventually, and see how that works out. Because that is something I'm very not concerned about, but curious about. So as you can see here, here's one. We can harvest all the plants. We're now going to just use ladders for now because we have to. We don't have any crystal sulfide or living pearls, so we're going to build up here, and we're also going to build one more ladder just so that we can go up. We're not going to build all the way up because I don't plan on using ladders, and I am going to work on some things off video of getting those crystals and such. But as you can see here, even though it has the dome here, it actually makes it even easier to harvest. You just run high here, you don't have to go into it all the way, and you hold the harvest button. And then of course, we're going to go ahead and show you that we can still build them here before we get on into building these and getting our nip planted. As you can see there, we see that we can build there, we can build there, we can go all the way around this thing, and even if we have to, enter free cam mode, which will allow us to build here even easier because it will allow us anywhere basically. And as you can see here, we can still build in these. It just creates a weird bubbled effect in them. And we're going to check the top one as well, but it's going to be the exact same way because that's how they're going to be. And they're going to be like this all the way up from the bottom one. The only one you're actually going to be able to stand in the center of is going to be the bottom one. I don't know if you can actually snap the refiners in the center, but you could technically put a refiner in the center. I like to make most of my Facium, though I do have the beginnings of a Facium farm going on, which we will be working on, and I think this actually looks really rather cool as well with the glass and the water flowing around it. I think this turns out very nicely, but we are going to time-lapse the rest of this, so let us go. I am going to get way more domes done. We're going to try what we're aiming for today, and hopefully we can pull it off, is getting domes on every single one of these corridors and being able to look out of that glass display that we have there and see all of these domes just in a shot. I want to get a shot of that, and I want to do a little cinematic thing. But I'll be back in a bit. Let's go. Glass, it looks absolutely wonderful. I am not going to be going through and filling all of these today, but I can assure you it is a great farm. I will show you the ones that I already have and do use. We will do a full harvest run now and a sell just so you can see how much we are making. We will also show that we do not have any of, and we're going to go ahead and transfer these to the starship, that we do not have any bud currently in our inventory. So this will all be a harvest just from the current plants and how much that we did get from it. We will be evaluating it, but we will not be selling it, of course, because I do need to be planting it, because we only have a little bit in our ganja storage system, which is in the back. It's just a little storage box. But without further ado, here we go. So the first room, it doesn't matter if they're all ready or not. You can harvest and get something out of it if any of them are fully grown. These are almost fully grown. It really sucks. Most of these are almost fully grown, actually, it looks like. So we're going to pop to this one. There is nothing here. I don't mind that. We're then going to pop to this one. So this is the only floor that is done on our giant tower. However, we are going to just go ahead and harvest this tree. And I said earlier that it's 12 times however many tall it is, but it's 12 times 4 times however many tall it is. So, trust me when I say 48 plants per floor of your farm, pretty good if you ask me. Log in and harvest all of your floors, go to the shop and go see how much you can make off of it, because you're definitely going to be making a decent amount. And of course, we do not need to be going up anymore, but we do need to go to the next set, which is going to be here. We already did that. Oh, wait, it's not here. We need to go to the next set. So we went here. We're then going to go, I think it's through here. And once again, I've got to find a better setup for walking through this thing, because I hate the ladders. Ladders are just, they're terrible. They're absolutely trash. There's no reason that ladders should be the only way of going up in this game. And I still need to go through and do some, and this is Paralysis Mortar, Manipulator mode, there we go. Okay, so, I still need to do some terrain work on here and such with some of these farms, and I don't think any of these are ready, but we tried it anyway. Some of these we did just get planted recently. Don't think we want to go this way yet. I think we want to go this way. This one's done. We want to go to this room. Oops, didn't want to harvest them singly. Harvest by the computer. Like I said, and as you can see there's another example of why I do not mind the domes being in the center at all, because it keeps me from accidentally harvesting one at a time instead of the screen, and it should add for an even faster harvest setup than this. This way I'll just have to go floor to floor. And I will be doing a little short video showing this base when it is 100% complete with all the plants in it. But for now, that is the harvest. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 makes 60. That is 60 buds from this harvest. That would bring the value to, we will see in a second. We will also show you what we already have in here, just so you can see how much bud we have to be planting. Because we have a ton of it. That is just the fact of it. So, first things first, the first storage silo here is currently empty. We can't really fill them up. I want to fill them up and then cash it in when it's a whole bunch of money. This will not be my only farm, and actually, as you see, this is all the stuff that we have. But as you can see here, it's basically 1 million, 2 million, 3 million currently. This is a $3 million farm I have with every single harvest, by the way, with not even close to all the plants being planted yet. We only have a tiny handful of biodomes. We have maybe 5, and they were not all ready to harvest. Most of them were still almost ready. Some of them were just already ready. Most of them were almost ready plants, which means they didn't give us any buds. So we still have a ton that we will be harvesting. We will be harvesting this in the morning. I am going to be planting these later tonight, but not in the video, of course. But I do believe that's all, guys. Let's go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it or find it helpful. I know some of you may still be dedicated to the freighters and be like, oh, but I can park it in the system I want, and I can sell it to the Galactic Terminal on the freighter and crash the market. Remember that, guys. When you sell your GekNip or your NipNip Bud to anybody, sell it to a ship person who is Gek in a Gek system. That'll give you the most value for your NipNip, and it will also avoid crashing the market price for that NipNip in that galaxy. Galaxy-based market system, need to remember that stuff. Do not be going around crashing all these 3-star markets just because you're selling them a bunch of NipNip. You will be taking out 3-star systems, and that really is negative for everybody else. The best thing to do is just to be selling your NipNip to the random spaceships that land. Instead of buying their ship, go ahead and ask to trade. Sell them all the NipNip you got, and you're good. Usually sell it to a Gek. They'll give you about 3% more per bud than anybody else. But that's all. I'm out. See you. Let's get to this mode.